Hi guys, it's JLite here, and today I'll be doing my first video after a week of giving exams, online exams of university. So for today's video, I'm gonna be sharing with you some new unpopular K-pop opinions because I was like I needed to upload a video on JLite. I haven't uploaded it, and I haven't uploaded since like a week ago, and I was like thinking what to upload. I have a bunch of video ideas, but all of them are incomplete. So I decided to do this unpopular K-pop opinions video where I have 5 opinions and I'll be explaining them in detail so the video will get long. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope that you're respectful in the comments, and I hope that you sub to me because I'll be uploading more content soon since I have a lot of video ideas and a lot of notes and stuff. So yeah, enjoy. So the first opinion is when K-tubers they go like, X group is underrated, X girl group is underrated. They'll be like Weki Meki is underrated, Nature's underrated, April is underrated, Bandit is underrated, and I know for a fact that these groups are underrated. But if K-tubers keep, adding their songs in videos, using their songs as intro music, and getting good amount of views for those videos and stuff, and reviewing the songs by these 4 girl groups, then that means they're not as underrated as people think, because yes, they are underrated. They don't get high amount of views as popular groups, but a lot of K-tubers know these groups exist and talk about them regularly amongst other groups, so they're not as underrated as per se Gugudan or Sonamu or what's the group, GWSN, or groups like these who are also from good companies. Because saying that Nature and April and Bandit and Weki Meki are underrated, but then talking about them in videos doesn't make them as underrated as you think. It's like saying that CLC and Dreamcatcher are underrated, but still talking about them a lot more than other groups in K-pop K-tube videos. So saying Nature and Weki Meki and Bandit and April are underrated, but proceeding to talk about them more than other girl groups in K-tube videos is actually them not being that much underrated as they are, and they are slowly gaining popularity. If more K-tubers keep talking about them, that means they're slowly gaining more popularity and they're slowly becoming more popular. But they are still underrated amongst K-pop fans as a whole. But amongst the K-tubers and stuff, they are not as underrated as other groups that I've mentioned earlier. The next opinion is that Luna should divide themselves into 2 groups, promoting separately under Blockberry Creative and separately winning trophies and stuff, so that each member of Luna could have a chance to shine and sing and get equal line distribution. This would be a good thing that Blockberry Creative should do for Luna, so that each member of the group could have their chances of singing, and they could promote separately under the same company. They don't have to leave the company and, go into another company. They can both be separate groups promoting under the same company, and, they could have different concepts, or they could be the same concept group but separately. They could be called Luna A or Luna B, or they could be rebranded differently. Like Blockberry Creative have done a lot of Luna subunits and stuff, like Luna Y, X, Y, Y, something like that, and Luna Odd Eye Circle, and they've done Luna subunits. So I feel like dividing them into separate groups permanently would be amazing, so that every member could get a chance to sing and shine. Like, I'm not sure about this, but there was this one co-ed group, I think it was, that divided themselves into separate groups, and one was the boys, they promoted as Speed, while the girls promoted as Five Dolls. Is it true? I'm not sure. Can you tell me in the comments below? Like that, they were one big co-ed group, and then they divided themselves and promoted separately as a boy and girl group. So it would be amazing for Luna to do this and permanently be 2 separate groups, so that Blockberry Creative can give each member a chance to sing. Because I've seen videos, even though I don't stand Luna yet, I've seen videos where people show the members singing like this song, but it's only this member lines, and like sometimes they get the least amount of lines since there are a lot of members, like 10 plus members, and I want to stand them soon so I can learn more about them and know who gets the least lines and stuff. So if Blockberry Creative did this, then each member of Luna could shine differently and could get a chance to sing, and that if they equally distributed the members into these 2 separate groups and pick perfectly who would fit into group B and who would remain originally with Luna, then they could know who fits perfectly with each other, and every member could then sing perfectly, and every member could get a chance to sing and shine, and everyone could be happy and nobody gets less lines in any songs. So the next opinion is about K-pop idols and the idol life. I personally don't know anyone who has dreams of being a K-pop idol, but I've seen a lot of it on social media, so I'm going to be commenting on that. Now, I'm not really sure if people want to become K-pop idols for these reasons, but I feel like some people want to be K-pop idols just so they could live rich and glamorous lives like the K-pop favorite groups, or they want to be rich and popular like their favorite groups, or they just want to meet their favorite idols. But people should understand that K-pop is not all rainbows and ponies and rainbows and puppies. And whatever they see on screen, like on reality shows, on live performances, are just what K-pop idols have to portray, the image they have to portray. They don't really know what goes on behind the scenes. Now, people want to become K-pop idols, but they don't realize the dark side of K-pop and how these K-pop idols had to fight for, chances of debuting. They had to train super, super hard from day to night. They had to get up early in the morning, for vocal lessons, dance lessons, training till late. They had to sacrifice eating a lot. They had to keep a normal body weight. They had to sacrifice their families, friends, siblings. They had to do a lot of these things. They had to struggle a lot. They had to train for like 4 to 5 years before debuting. And these people want to become K-pop idols, but they don't really realize how much hardships they'll have to go through and stuff. And as I said earlier, I'm not sure if people want to, become K-pop idols just for the glamorous life or to meet their faves. Now I'm not trying to shatter anyone's dreams of being a K-pop idol, but I just want to say people who want to become K-pop idols just so they can live glamorous lives or meet their faves or be rich and popular, then you should give up on your dreams. But people who want to become K-pop idols because they're passionate about being a K-pop idol and they're willing to train hard and long and they know about the hardships of being a K-pop idol and they still want to be a K-pop idol, then I agree, you should be a K-pop idol, not the people who want to become K-pop idols just for the rich and fame and fortune. Also, there must be a lot of people who want to, audition for big companies like Big Hit, SM and YG and now JYP. And there's gonna be a very small chance that you'll get in because number one, there are plenty of applicants every year since they are big companies. And number two, you need to have dance, singing, and visual talents, and you have to be the most standing out, the top number one out of all the plenty applicants that audition for these companies. And there's a very small chance you'll get through, then you would get through into a small company. And this will lead you to go audition for a smaller company, and by small, I mean lesser known companies, companies who can afford good MVs each comeback and make good songs, but the group is still underrated. Or it will lead you to audition for an even smaller company that cannot make a good MV each comeback, or maybe are super small that they cannot even make a comeback, sometimes leading the group to disband or going on a hiatus for like 1-2 years before they can officially make a comeback. So yeah, what I'm saying trying to say is that if you want to be a K-pop idol, then you should know that being a K-pop idol is not like going to a company auditioning and then bam, you debuted and you're gonna get super popular. No, being a K-pop idol means sacrificing everything that you love, and secondly, struggling super hard, thirdly, training for many years long and hard, day and night with no breaks, and knowing that you could possibly faint and stuff. And even though if you become an idol and you debut, there's a very small chance you could get popularity and you would remain underrated. The only reason you could get popular is by debuting in a big company or getting hyped before debut or having an amazing standout debut. Otherwise than that, then there's no chance that you could get popular. So if you want to become a K-pop idol, you better be prepared to face all the struggles and hardships the members of Twice, Blackpink, Red Velvet, EXO, GOT7 and all these K-pop groups have gone through just so they could debut. But if you just want to live a glamorous life and be a K-pop idol just to be rich and popular and famous, then I'm sorry, you shouldn't be a K-pop idol because none of the K-pop idols that have debuted have dreamt of being K-pop idols just for the money or just for the fame and fortune. They wanted to debut their talents to the world, and they have what you call it trained super hard. And since they have trained super hard, you also should train super hard too. And you shouldn't think that there's a shortcut to debuting as an idol. There are a lot of struggles, a lot of hardships, and you have to go through every single hardship, which would lead you to break down into tears and stuff because it's super hard. And you are the one who said you wanted to debut as an idol or become an idol, then you must put in the effort and extra work. You shouldn't think that there is a shortcut to debuting as an idol. So if you want to be an idol, then you should train. You should do every single thing that idols previously have done to debut. All the hardships they face, all the tears they've shed, all the pains and all the injuries they've felt before the debut. So if they have done all these things, then you should too. You should also work hard, and you should also, achieve your goals and become an amazing K-pop idol. So the last opinion for this video is just me ranting about how underrated groups are underrated and nobody wants to stand them or listen to them because they come from small companies and stuff. And I've done this a lot in the past, done a lot of opinions on underrated groups, that underrated groups are just for decorations in K-pop, or MVs don't matter by underrated groups, so people don't want to stand underrated groups. And it annoys me because of the fact that when people see underrated groups, they think that, oh, these groups that come from small companies don't know how to make a good song, or some people will think that these are small company groups, so they don't have a good budget to make a good song and stuff. But the thing about it is mainly that these groups don't get popular because of the MV, because a lot of groups produce amazing songs, and even though these songs are not standoutish, they are still amazingly produced. So I don't know why people don't want to check them out, because these songs are really high quality, top tier. There are groups like We Girls, Neon Punch, and and groups like Arias, and then there's groups like Fanatics and Purpleback. All these groups come from different companies, and all these groups can produce amazing MVs, but they still remain super underrated. Then there are groups like Botopass, there are groups like AZM, there are groups like Vua, and these groups have passed 100k views on their songs, but they are remain underrated. Then there are even more underrated groups like Florus, White Day, Horlicks, STU, and these groups are super underrated because mainly because I guess of the MV and stuff. And all these groups that I mentioned all produce amazing songs, each come back. And even though groups like White Day and STU have disbanded, they still had amazing songs in their discography. But like, people don't even want to check out underrated groups. Like, they don't want to dive into the underrated K-pop side. And whenever I see people's K-pop stan list and stuff, most of the people will have, like, the main groups like BTS, Blackpink, Red Velvet, Twice, EXO, GOT7, so and so groups. And then if they have underrated groups in the videos, it will mostly be Nature, Bandit, Tri, GWSN, and groups from proper amazing high budgeted companies. And they don't really have, like, underrated groups, like super underrated groups from small companies. Very rarely I've seen a K-tubers K-pop stan list include groups like Girl Kind, Neon Punch, We Girls, or Botopass, or groups like ICIA, ICU, Hashtag, Florus, or groups like these. They'll mostly have a little more well-known underrated groups from good companies. And the thing is, it annoys me a lot why people don't want to check out underrated groups. Like, there are songs like The Singing Girls is This Night, QoS is FSW. There are songs like these with such amazing vocals. Even though the MVs are not amazing, they have such amazing vocals in the song. The song is well produced and everything about it is top tier. But people have not even checked it out. They don't even know the song exists. And The Singing Girls are not disbanded though. But This Night by The Singing Girls is like literally top vocals, top tier, everything. But it has like only 13k views, while QoS's Find a Way has maybe 10k views max. And both of these songs have such amazing vocals. Even though the MVs are not high quality or high budgeted, that doesn't mean the song is bad. Most people, I think, don't stand groups because they look at the MV of a group and they go like, I don't want to check out the group, and they don't stand them. And that's why groups remain underrated. Why do people have to, not stand a group because of an MV? I can understand the song is not well produced, but if the song is well produced and the MV is low quality and low budgeted, why should you care about the MV and not stand a group? Why should you care about something particular about a group? If a group has a bad song and a group has a bad debut because they come from a small company and that small company doesn't know how to make a good song, then you shouldn't try to understand them completely. You should keep an eye out for them and see maybe in the future they'll have a better comeback, because even though the company may be small, the company will try and get money from somewhere, save up money to get a better comeback. Like if you look at My Darling, they debuted with Dramatic, which wasn't the best song, and it wasn't the best vocally edited song. It was amazing, but the MV, the song, these little things could have used some work. But then when they had the comeback with Kung Chida in 2019, it was amazing and a top tier comeback. Like literally, it had amazing vocals, it had amazing vocal editing, amazing instrumentals, and it even had a good MV. So what I'm trying to say is that if a group has a bad song because they form a small company, then you shouldn't unstand them, but you should try to promote them, and you should keep an eye out for them. Maybe they'll have a better comeback. And if a group from a small company debuts with a good song but you don't like it, then you should still try to promote them. Even if you don't like the song, you can give others people a chance to like the song by sharing it to them so they know the group exists. So that way the group can get more fans, and they could get more popular, and then they could continue as idols instead of disbanding. And I've seen people say that underrated groups are flops. Whenever I see a underrated K-pop group music video, I always come across one MV. I mean one comment that would say they're flops or they're untalented or something like that. And it really annoys me because these people don't really understand that when idols come from small groups, that means they are um training, and they are doing the stuff to debut within the budget of the company. The company doesn't have that high of a budget but still tries to debut a group. And these group members, they are not that well in dance or singing, is because the company has a small budget and the company is training them within that budget and giving them comebacks within that budget and trying to make a good MV and a debut within the budget and make a good song within the budget. So if you think the song is bad, or if the idols are untalented or ill prepared, it's because the company is trying their best to use whatever money they have in their budget to make a good song. So what I'm trying to say is that you shouldn't try to turn a blind eye towards underrated groups, and you shouldn't think that every single underrated group is bad, or every single underrated group is not that amazing as groups from big companies and groups who can make good songs and comebacks and good MVs each time. You should give underrated groups a chance so that they could get more fans and more popularity. If you want, I can make a video on different underrated groups you can stand that still promote because they are amazing. You should give them a chance, check out their music. Even if their music is not your taste or is a badly produced song, you should comment on their videos and tell them how they can improve on their MV and on their song. You should give them tips. You should buy their albums. You should stream their song. You should give them money so they can have better comebacks in the future. You shouldn't just leave them because they have a bad song. You should at least give them a chance, and you should help them out, support them, so that the company can get more money and the company can make better comebacks each time. So yeah, that was all my opinions for today. Thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that you can stay tuned for more videos and sub to me and get me to 100 subs before the end of 2021.